This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through your 2021 Zinger bunkhouse, model 340 BH. Alright, so I'm on the door side of the trailer here, walking towards the rear. First thing you can see under here, it has power stabilizer jacks. One switch and one motor operates both rear jacks. You'll have another switch up front. When you extend it, you don't lift the trailer with it. You just take the wiggle out of it. That's the important thing. This is a quick connect for the LP system. You're going to plug the cooktop here, the grill that's in your outside kitchen, into here before you can use it. So keep that in mind. While I have this open, I'm just going to tell you that you can crank these slide rooms manually, right? If you need to. Behind there, there's a hole that'll operate that slide out. And then there's another one up here that you can put a crank through, and another one here. So you can always get out of trouble when it comes to the slide rooms if you happen to have some kind of a problem with them. Generally they're pretty darn reliable, but thing is a machine. Okay, so we're in the process of cleaning your trailer now, so some of it's still a little dirty, but we're working on it right now. So you have a 110 volt AC refrigerator. There's no switch for it. You plug the trailer in and it turns it on. Okay. Then of course you have the cooktop I was talking about. You're gonna pull it out this way, like so. If I can get a hold of it, that is. You really need both hands, but there we go. So this is it. Obviously, you got two burners there. Now the hose I told you about is right here. I'm sorry, I'm all over with the camera, so it's right here. So you got a male end on here, and that goes down here and plugs into your LP quick connect down there. Okay. I always have to apologize in advance for my camera work. So, and of course you have plumbing. You have water and a drain right there. So, all right. So you got a power awning with LED strip. You got two outside speakers, outside shower. This vent here is for your range hood. So if you're going to run the range hood fan, you can. There's two clips, one in each corner of this thing. You want to open the baffle so it flaps freely when you're venting. All other times traveling or just sitting, you want to keep it shut. All right. So now the city water connection is on the other side of the trailer, but if you're at a campsite or a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right there. You fill it, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump water. So if you don't have city water, you still can use all the plumbing. Okay. Now, that white valve right there, that gate valve, that's the dump valve for your fresh water tank. So you don't have to carry it around with you when you're leaving if you don't use it all. Just dump it. Okay. You got antenna and power here if you want to sit a TV out here. Alrighty. Now this I'll tell you about over here, and then I'll touch on it again when we get to the other side. This is the black tank flush. So if after you flush your tanks, you're going to leave the valve on the black tank open, like it says on this sticker here. You're going to hook the hose at the dump station up to it, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank and clean it all out really well. Keep the sensors nice and clean, so it's a good thing. All right. And over here is your water heater. The switches operated are on the inside. Let me see here. Okay. So right now, you can see the plug is right here, and this is, in fact, empty. So it's been drained out because this trailer is still winterized. So there are bypass valves on the back of the water heater. You have to put it back into camping mode. First of all, you force all the antifreeze out of the system by hooking up the city water and opening up all the taps and the showers and everything. Then you would change the valves on the back of the water heater to camping mode, put the cap back on, and then open a hot water faucet, and it'll start spitting out air, then air and water. Eventually you get solid water coming out of the hot water side. That's when you know it's full. Then you can turn on the electric heating element or the gas. Never run it without water in the tank, or it'll damage it. You have to get it repaired. So remember, always make sure that there's water in the tank before you turn it on. That's very important. Okay, so You got stairs that fold into the trailer, and if you want to adjust the length of the legs, you can just pull these pins and adjust them as needed. Alrighty, and here's your other stabilizer switch for the front. Okay, you got 2 LP tanks. They're both full right now, and they got an automatic changeover regulator, so keep that in mind. This is your power tongue jack here, up and down. You got a light on and off. And if this ever fails, you can pull the this plug right here and crank it manually, and therefore you can always get hitched and unhitched. Okay, this is going to be your weight distribution hitch. They're still putting it together for you. Okay, you get a deep cycle marine battery, and this is a kill switch for it, so you can disconnect the battery from the system. So when you put it into storage, you disconnect it. It won't drain down. So keep that in mind. You always could shut it off. And also, this little hookup here is in case you want to buy a solar panel to charge the battery. It's just a port for a solar battery charger if you want to put one on. Okay, this is the other part of your hitch. This is your crank here, right? This crank will crank your slide out, and it will also crank your stabilizers up and down in an emergency. So you've got a backup for your stabilizers, for your tongue jack, and for your slide rooms. To operate the tongue jack, this is the crank for that, if you can see it. Okay? Alright, and that's your dump hose. Alright, so you got slide toppers all the way around, which is a great thing. Now this is a 50 amp system, so you got a 50 amp 30-foot cord right here, and then of course you have, let me see if we can see it here. Well, you can't see very well because it's dark on there, but we give you enough reducers to reduce it down to 30, then down to 20, 15. Okay? So, your dump valves right here, the gray is sink and shower water, okay? And the black is toilet water and waste. So you always dump the black first, right? Because it's the dirtiest water. Then you dump the gray, and it'll clean out the hose a bit. Then, leaving the black valve open, go take the hose around the other side and hook it onto the tank flush, and it'll spray the inside of the black tank, clean off the sensors, and wash it out, and the hose out even better. So the flush is a really good thing to have. Okay, around to the back. This is just campground cable and satellite through. It's just got coax. Still got some suds in there from cleaning it. Your city water connection is right here. This is where you hook the city water up. 9 times out of 10, that's what you'll have. So you just hook it up right there, turn it on, and you're all set. Like I said, if you don't have city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank. I showed you the port on the door side of the trailer, and use the pump to operate the plumbing. So this housing here tells us that this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So if you get one, you can get them here. You can get them wherever you get them from. Make sure it's the Furion camera that fits in that housing. Then anytime you turn on your running lights, it'll light up the camera, so you can back up with it or keep it on when you're going down the road so you can see behind you, whatever you want to do. Also, while we're looking up, the manufacturer says that you should inspect the roof every 90 days or so. So figure 3 times a summer, once in the spring, once in the middle of summer, once in the fall. You or somebody else has to go up there, look at all the sealant, make sure there's no crack in your separation, check out the roofing material, make sure that no road debris flew up there and damaged it, or a low branch tore it. Just check it out. It's a very important thing to do. You have to do that, and it just takes a minute to inspect it. And odds are you won't have to do anything to it, but somewhere down the line, you most likely will. So just inspect it on a regular basis, please. Okay, here we go inside here. Still a little dirty here, but we're in process here. Okay, so this is your panel here. Your power awning is right here. You see out and in. Never leave the awning out unattended. When you leave the campsite, roll it in so the wind doesn't get a hold of it and ruin it. You have your 3 slide rooms here. When you hear the ratcheting sound going in or out, that's when you take your finger off the button. You know that it's all the way extended or retracted. Your lights are here. Now, the water heater on electric is here. Water heater on gas is here. Most people use the electric, but make sure there's water in the water heater before you turn it on. This is your water pump switch here. These are your levels. So you got battery is totally charged. Just make sure you check it when you're not plugged in. Fresh is empty, black is empty, gray 1 and gray 2 are all empty. They graduate up in 1/3 increments as it fills, so once you get past 2/3 you got to start thinking about dumping your holding tanks. Alright, so you have a fireplace, which is also a space heater. This is the remote for it. You also have buttons right here. Okay, so you see it's flashing H, which means the fan's on high. You can hold on here. You can set the temperature like that. It goes up in 5-degree increments that way. Let's see what else we got. You can set the flame. You see how the flame's changing. Okay. It also has a timer, so you can set it to turn on when you want to or turn off when you want to. So we got high, off, low, back to high for the fan. Okay. So it's a good space heater. You can set it to, if you get up at the same time every morning, you could set it to turn on like 20 minutes before you get out of bed, and it'll heat up this room really nicely. So that is an option. Your sound bar, the thing to know, this is a remote here. All right, it's a radio, of course. You can stream off this USB right here, so you can put all your albums on one stick and USB drive and take it with you. You can use Bluetooth and hook up wireless to your phone or your tablet to stream. You got inside and outside speakers. A is inside, B is outside, and the usual stuff that a radio would have. So it does all that. You can hook it to your TV set, whatever you want to do. Let's see what else I wanted to say. I'm losing it here. Well, I'll come back if I think of it. But yeah, you can hook it up if you wanted to stream. Let's say stream from your phone to your TV or from a USB drive. You could do that. Okay. And this is your TV. Obviously, it has a swing-out bracket with a strap to hold it down. That's the controller right there. It has it's a current TV, so it has all the typical features that a modern TV would have. Alright, so let's see. This is the microwave. It works like any other microwave. Okay, this is the range hood I told you about. It's got a light and a fan. If you run the fan, remember what I told you. You want to open the baffle on the outside vent. This is a GFCI. I'm sure there's 2 GFCIs in this trailer. So even if you're using the plugs on the outside even, or the plug on the outside, and it pops, you'll always reset it in here, one of the 2. This item down here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. Also, if it beeps very slowly, it'll tell you your battery's low. It's green. The LED is green. It should be like that. There's also a self-test button right above the green LED if you want to test it to make sure that it's working. It'll go through both gases, LP, carbon monoxide, then it'll beep really slowly for the battery, and you'll know that everything's working properly. This device here is the power converter, so it converts AC down to over to DC power. So what you have is AC circuit breakers here, 110, just like at home, and they're labeled. Then the power is converted to 12-volt DC over here, and then they're labeled. If any of these fuses blow, they'll light up so you can see them through that tinted plastic. And if you're plugged in, it's going to monitor your battery up front and always keep it charged up, so it charges your battery also. Alrighty. Now the range. Always keep the glass folded down when you're traveling so it doesn't break. I'm assuming he has the gas on. We're going to find out. Otherwise, I'll just walk you through it. But oh yeah, he's got it on. So this is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark, and you can see it lights. And you got the 3 burners, 3 knobs, of course. Then down here in the oven, bottom all the way to the back, is a pilot light. You can see it sparking there, hopefully, if I'm at the right angle. So what you do is you go to the oven knob, you go to the pilot light, you depress it. You keep it depressed. Then you're going to spark this by going clockwise until it lights. Once you see it light, you hold this for another 10 seconds or so, go to operating temperature, and when you shut it back off, the flame goes out obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, so let's see what's next. Your couch is a jackknife, so jackknife's flat for a bed. You can remove the table pedestal, I guess you would call it, and lay the top down onto these cleats on each side and use the back cushions to fill in the space, and you have another bed right there. All right. Your refrigerator is basically an automatic refrigerator. It's on right now. You can see it's a nice size refrigerator, a nice size freezer. Okay. Your thermostat is right here. It's analog. It's very simple. You turn it, the switch to all the way to the right is heat, all the way to the left is cooling, and one click back to the right from the cool setting is fan. The fan is the air conditioner running without the compressor. So keep that in mind. And always remember, if you don't want to turn on, to look at the thermostat, obviously, if it's set the wrong way, if you're going from hot to cold, whatever. So, okay, and try to always keep the fan on auto if possible. All right. So the sink and the shower work like any other sink and shower. You have you'd have vent hoods on all your vents, so you can open them during the rain. Make sure you run the fan with the shower to pull the humidity out so you don't get mold or mildew issues. The thing to know about the toilet is this is the flushing pedal here. We're winterized now, so there's antifreeze in it, but if we hook to water right now, water would come swirling out. So after you're hooked up and you get to the campsite, you hook up the power and water, you come in here and you step on the pedal. You have to put about the black tank is directly below. You have to put about a gallon or so in the black tank. So you're just going to stand on the pedal long enough to get some water in the bottom. It doesn't have to be exactly a gallon or exactly 2 gallons. Just so you have water in there so you don't start using it dry. Otherwise the smell will be pretty bad and you won't do it twice. So make sure you always put, when you get at the campsite, always put a little bit of water into the black tank. Alrighty. So the bunk room, another TV here. Excuse me, obviously bunk up here, bunk here. This bunk will fold up and you can latch it right here on a 45-degree angle or so. So you can sit underneath here and watch TV. The kids can do it. Also, you grab this at the bottom and pull it out, and it jackknifes flat and turns into a bed also. So you've got actually 3 bunks in here, and then 2 beds in the main area, and then your master bedroom. So you got a lot of space just for sleeping. Now this panel is telling us that this is pre-wired for a second air conditioner. You saw it was a 50 amp system, so that's what they're doing with a lot of trailers now, so you can upgrade if you're going to stay down south or someplace where you need more AC. Basically the air conditioner will fit right in where this vent is, so and then it's pre-wired. So if you ever want to upgrade, we can put a second air conditioner in at a 13.5 and it'll be cool as cool can be. Okay, now moving towards the front here. Okay, so you have your other TV here. Okay, you got a wardrobe over here, all the usual things, your bed slide out, and then you have your washer dryer here. You'll have to read, it's pretty self-evident, but you'll have to read the directions to operate it, but it works like any other washer. You can see right now how it works, just like they all do. So you got a washer dryer combo. Alrighty. So let me think. I think I covered everything. If you ever want to escape from here with this type of escape window, let me just crawl over on the bed here so I can show you really quickly. You just take this and push it through like that. You would push it all the way through. You can do it like that just to vent, you know, on it, so you got a nice breeze. But if you want to escape, you push that all the way through, and then you would grab a hold of that red tab right there and pull the screen out, and then you would go. Just be careful, obviously, and if it's an emergency, it's an emergency, obviously. You're gonna use it no matter what, so that's how you operate it. There should be, I think there's one in the bunk room too. Let's look. Yeah, the back bunk room window is the same escape window. Okay, great. I wanted to show you one other thing, if I could just think of what the heck it was. Oh boy. Well, I guess it wasn't that important, huh? So all of the air conditioning comes out of the ceiling. All the heat comes out of the floor. You got a fire extinguisher. all the manuals for your trailer, for all the appliances and everything in here, are in this packet, so you can refer back to that for information. Also, you can go on manufacturers' websites and punch in the numbers on the appliance, and usually you'll get instructional videos for at the very least you'll get a nice PDF or something. So if you ever want to get more information, it's readily available. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much for buying your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Remember what I told you about inspecting the roof. That's very important. And as I stated earlier, the trailer is winterized right now, and the water heater is in bypass. So, okay, thank you very much.